What's up, y'all? It's your boy Franky Mafia, aka Mr Buckhead, aka Money. Let's get on here for a quick 5 minutes, talk to you guys. We're gonna talk about P. Diddy's sentencing, getting sentenced today. Been watching the coverage all morning. So P. Diddy was sentenced to 4 years in federal prison. Looking at my screen right now, 4 years in federal prison. He's already been in there like 14 months. So with the feds, you get 85. You do 85% of your time with the feds. So you get a 4-month sentence. He's already been in there 14 months. So probably do another year inside there, maybe a year and a half, then do the rest of the time on supervised release at home. How many of y'all think the sentence, the amount of time that he got, the 4 years, was just? Give a thumbs up if you think it was just. Give a thumbs down if you think it wasn't. If you think he should have been allowed to go home today, give a thumbs up. If you think that he wasn't allowed to go home, give a thumbs down. You got to also remember that this charge, they charged him on. No one has ever been charged and sentenced or found guilty and then sentenced on this charge unless they were like a pimp or they was like heavy into sex trafficking. These folks are actually adults. So personally looking at it, in my opinion, looking at the whole thing, these are consulting adults who made their own decisions that they're gonna travel to him. It's not like they traveled on his private jet to his location. They bought their own tickets. They got on the airline, whichever airline they got on, whichever commercial airline or drive or whatever. They made their way to him and Cassie and whoever else was involved in it. So, and these are adults, consenting adults that's involved in this. Now, mind you, you also have swingers clubs right throughout the United States. So a legal business where people go to these clubs, they're swingers. Go to these clubs, they perform sex acts, they got to pay to go in the door. Some of them, they have memberships and they don't get busted. No problems, no issue with them. This is a man that's doing something in the privacy of his own home or a hotel with adults that consented to sexual acts. And yeah, they're getting paid. So they're really paid. These people are really paid sex workers. That's what they are. Sex workers. That's their profession. They're paid for that. So how do you get sex trafficking? How can a person get charged for sex trafficking when these people are paid sex workers? That's what they do. That's their livelihood. You know, just like you have porn stars. That's their livelihood. A porn star that lives in Miami will leave Miami, fly to LA to go involve herself or himself in that film that they're shooting, that porn scene. So they're flying from there to go to that company that shoots that porn, and there's quite a few of them on the internet. So would they charge those same people with sex trafficking if these adult sex entertainers fly from Miami or wherever they fly from to another state to shoot that porn video? So it's the same thing. Diddy is in privacy of his own home or at a motel that he rent, which could be extension of your home because you rent the hotel or motel. These people flew over there for money, to make money. So I see nothing illegal with what they did. These are grown adults. Grown adults. They make their own decision. They get paid for service. And at the same time, none of them can say that Diddy paid them any money because they don't have any proof of him paying them money to do such acts. Most of those payments, as you heard in the testimonies during the trial, most of those payments was made by Cassie. The sex workers, they were contacted by Cassie, not Diddy. So how is she walking around free and not locked up? I think mainly most people are bitter because of the beatdown that Diddy gave Cassie at the elevator. So that's what they're more bitter about than the actual fact that these people, these sex workers, traveled on their own. Nobody put them on a plane. They didn't fly in Diddy's plane to go to wherever he's at for to involve themselves in those type of actions. So I think this man should have went free. Should have never been found guilty on those 2 counts. Should have not got 4 years. Should have been given time served. The whole charge should have been thrown out, but because they found him guilty on that, should have been given time served, or at least house arrest or supervised release, business to feds. So it's totally it's nonsense. The whole thing is nonsense. I just think they're just trying to bring Diddy down. That's just my opinion. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. If you don't agree with me, say no, I don't agree with you. Give me a thumbs down. Comment. Want to hear from you guys. Also, man, just remember that we're all grown. We have our own opinions. You have your own opinion. I got my own opinion. We're talking about the situation. So y'all act civilized to each other. You're going to have people that's commenting, that's going to give their thumbs up, so they're in agreement with what I'm saying. And those that's going to give their thumbs down, saying, no, we don't agree. Still show those people respect. Respect on both sides of the aisles. We're all adults. We're all grown. We all have the right to free speech, and we all have the right to our opinion. So that's my opinion. I'm not going to knock your opinion, but I just personally think that Diddy should have walked today, go home to his family. I think the judge was biased. That's just my opinion. I think they're mainly trying to punish him because of the Cassie video, which has nothing to do with this, because they couldn't charge him on the beatdown that she got. They couldn't charge him on that because the statute of limitation ran out on it. So the only thing they could bring against him was the sex trafficking, which he didn't sex traffic anyone, because these people got on the plane themselves. They bought their own airline ticket. He didn't buy them an airline ticket. They didn't fly in on his jet. He didn't make any payments to any of these folks. Cassie made the payments in all of those encounters, and the other females made the payments in those encounters. He didn't do anything like that. So I'm not saying some of the things he's not guilty of. I'm not saying that, But what I'm saying is he should have been allowed to go home today, not get 4 years in prison. And in fact, they wanted to give him more over some dumb charges and stuff. He should have been able to go home, be with his family, time served, or house arrest. That's it. Because you have people that have done worse than what Diddy has done. Executives, Wall Street executives, sporting executives and stuff. And I'm talking about these people are out on bond, and some of these people have gotten house arrest, supervised release. So if they was able to get all that, why Diddy wasn't able to get it? So I guess it's probably, they've been saying for a long time that it's two America, two different America, two different laws. One set of rules for the black man, one set of rules for the white man. And the more we look at it, it seems the same. It seems to be real. I'm not racist at all, and I'm not trying to make everything be a black and white issue. But when you look at it, all these white executives and stuff, they get off with a slap on the wrist, and Diddy's charges is nothing serious to these guys' charges, and they get off with a slap on the wrist, house arrest, or they pay a fine or something. That's what happens with them. So I personally think, man, that this is just bogus. They should have sent Diddy home, dropped the charges, or give him supervised release or home confinement, or just time served. The man been there 14 months now. I think that's where he's been in there, 14 months now, or 13, if I'm mistaken, probably about 13 months, somewhere around there. I think he got locked up last year, September. So I think it's around about 13 months. So I just think he should have been given house arrest. Double tap on your screen, guys. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification so whenever I go live or upload new videos, you get that notification. Comment, want to hear from you guys, want to hear what you think about the sentencing of P. Diddy. Comment, want to hear from you guys. As I say, my opinion, I just think it's just bogus, man. He should have walked today, should have been able to go home and be with his family today. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. This is your boy Franky Mafia. Comment, I want to hear from you guys. Hit that notification. Subscribe to my channel. Comment, want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think.